Okay guys, what is up? My name is Afiq and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. So this time around, I have this. So this is a Honda CR-Z. With the overall shape, you can really tell that it embodies the CRX. Without further ado, let's check out the car, and this is ABB Automotive. Before we begin, a little bit of context about the Honda CR-Z. So the Honda CR-Z was first launched in Malaysia back in the late 2011 with a price tag of 115,000 ringgit. Originally, the Honda CR-Z only comes with a manual transmission. Shortly after the launch, an automatic CVT was added to the lineup. In 2013, it received a minor facelift. With that, also came with a slightly crept in price, with a facelift model starting price beginning at 119,000 ringgit, 4,000 ringgit more over the pre-facelift model. The CR-Z, or codename ZF1, is a compact sports hybrid vehicle. While on the outside, it's supposed to be the successor of the legendary Honda CRX from the late 80s, but in my opinion, the drivetrain of this car makes it more relevant as a successor to the original Honda Insight, which was not sold in Malaysia. The original Honda Insight was actually a two-door coupe, as to compare to the Honda Insight that we all know here in Malaysia. The car that you see today in this video is a 2012 model year with a CVT automatic. Okay, so here in the front end of the CR-Z, as you can see, this particular CR-Z, the owner did change the bumper, so it's part of the body kit. So this body kit is called the Nobilis body kit, and I would say that it actually looks quite good on the CR-Z. Just enough aggression and sportiness to it. So the headlight, the main beam is actually halogen projector. And then at the bottom here, you do have LED lights, but it's more of a LED parking light, so it's not a daytime running light. Okay, only when you switch on to the parking position, then it lights up. Okay, at the bottom there, you do have a pair of fog lamps as well. So in terms of modification, he did put like a tow hook at the front here. Obviously, it's for looks, but I think it does work well because it's metal. Okay, and then the number plate as well, he tilted the number plate down a bit, like the angle is towards the road. The color is obviously Nado Grey, okay, a very famous color. And then the hood, he decided to leave it black. So this car is originally black color, and the owner decided to paint the car Nado Grey. So overall, I would say like with this body kit, just enough aggression to otherwise a very, actually very nice design, a very modern Honda design. Okay, so here underneath the hood of the Honda CR-Z, there's no denying that this is where the CR-Z is less of a sports car and more of an economical car at heart. Okay, so underneath the hood, the CR-Z is equipped with a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder iVTEC engine. It is Soch, okay, single overhead cam. So this engine, under stock number, it produces around 111 horsepower with 144 Newton meters of torque. Now, as the badging at the back implies that this car is a hybrid, so this car is equipped with Honda's IMA system, or integrated motor assist. So that electric system assists the gasoline engine. Now that motor assist, it produces an extra 14 horsepower with 79 Newton meters of torque. Now this car is front wheel drive, so power is sent through the front wheels to either a CVT transmission or a 5-speed manual transmission. Okay, so this particular car is the CVT, So in terms of modification, the owner did not do much. He did put on ultra racing stabilizer bar at the top to improve with body rigidity as well as handling. Other than that, everything is pretty much stock. So overall, I would say like the performance is quite decent considering the size of the car. So yeah, overall okay. Okay guys, so here on the side of the Honda CR-Z, there's no denying that on the side this car is very iconic. Okay, from far already you know that this is a Honda CR-Z. Again with the Nado grey, nice color, full set of body kit, the same body kit as the front. Now this car, the owner has changed the rim, so it is a new TE37 rim, black, glossy black finish. It is 17 inches. I think in terms of the color, it matched really nice with the car because the owner has this like black grey tone theme going, right? Even the side mirror is black in color. So being a two-door, okay, really nice look. I really like that the character line of the shoulder, it goes up towards the back and then it meets together with the upper line of the window. Okay, so it meet up towards the end here, so it really gives like a very nice stylish look. And then the one thing that I actually particularly fond of is the door handle. So the door handle is actually not so common. Okay, so actually this door handle reminds me of the old door handle on the Honda Civic Vario, you know, where it opens in a way of like this. So normally like a normal car is either open upward or you pull, right? So this one is you pull forward. So quite an interesting door design. So towards the back, this car is equipped with 4-wheel disc brake. So both the front and the rear wheel are using disc brake. So yeah, overall I would say like a very sporty design from Honda. It's actually quite compact. I'm actually quite surprised how small this car is. But then this car is still considered big if you compare it to the old CRX. So the CRX actually is a smaller car. So another thing that in terms of details I want to mention is that it has a shark fin antenna up top. And then as you can see over here, the shoulder line at the front here, I think it really blends in quite well with the A-pillar design. Overall, the side of the CR-Z, very iconic. Okay, so here in the back of the CR-Z, I would say the design kind of match its brother, the Honda Insight. Okay, but then obviously with the CR-Z, it's slightly more stylish, slightly more curvaceous. So just like the Honda Insight, it has this like 2-tier window system. Okay, one at the back here and then one at the top. So you actually have 2 glass, all right? And then the top glass, you do have a rear wiper wash, okay, to clean the rear windshield. And then the owner, just like the side, has installed the body kit, okay, at the back. It's actually the bumper lah. But then as you can see, there are some diffusers at the bottom there. Okay, quite a nice touch. And then up top, you do have this rather large and imposing spoiler. I'm not complaining, it looks good. Actually, the spoiler, if you think about it, the height is almost the same level as the roof. Okay, so in terms of channeling aerodynamic, I think it works really well. Okay, because it's the same height as the roof. So you have the CR-Z naming, badging, the big Honda in the middle, and then yeah, the CR-Z, you cannot forget that it is actually a hybrid car. Okay, so you do have the hybrid badge over here to remind yourself that this is actually a green car. Okay, well, a sporty green car. So in terms of cargo capacity, actually not bad. Okay, for a 2-door coupe, you do have a decent cargo space in the trunk. So this car is not only sporty, it is somewhat practical 2-door. And then you have a tonneau cover at the top here, so even if you are putting your stuff inside there, you can actually hide it from public. So yeah, overall the back end of the Honda CR-Z, I would say like a very modern, stylish little coupe. Okay, the back end, the triangle rear tail lamp also quite stylish. It's LED by the way. So yeah, the back end of the CR-Z still looks good. Okay, so here sitting inside the Honda CR-Z, just like the outside where it embodies that sporty look, inside here, sitting inside this driver cockpit, it feels very sporty. Okay, it feels very low down, and then the chair is heavily bolstered, and then the view ahead is quite good. Now the dashboard, I would say is very sporty and very driver eccentric, so it's very focused on the driver. So looking forward from the driver's seat, this entire area, like the left side and the right side, is very symmetrical, and it's focusing a lot on the driver, so which is good for a sporty car lah. Now the one thing that I like is the speedometer in front of me. So it has this very blue ambient lighting. So if you change between the driver mode, so this car has Sport, Normal and Econ. Okay, so in Sport mode, it will change the speedometer in front of me into red, and then in Econ mode, it will change to green, and then in Normal, it will change to blue. Okay, and then what I like is that in center, you actually has a digital speedometer, and it looks very 3D actually. If you move your head around, it kind of almost looks like a head-up display, but it is located inside your speedometer. So in terms of driving position, again very sporty, and then the steering wheel, you can actually tilt. Sorry, you can actually telescopic, and you can actually tilt. Okay, so finding a good driving position is not an issue. Behind the steering wheel, you do have a pair of pedal shifter. This car is automatic CVT. Okay, a nice pair of pedal shifter. You have a cruise control on the right over here. Now looking at the center console, you do have a very stock looking radio. So this car came out in 2011, 2012. So back then touchscreen was not a thing yet. So you have a lot of buttons on the dashboard. You do have a glove box, not the biggest I would say, but decent. Okay, the dashboard itself, it has a very dark color theme, but then it is made from plastic. So yeah, what can you say? This car is built to a price. The seats are fabric. You have a very big traditional handbrake in the middle here, and then in front of it you have this actually the shifter for the automatic is very exaggerated design in my opinion, but then it's nice to hold. Okay, you also have automatic aircon at front here, and then this car is actually a 4-seater, but then in the back the rear seat is very small. I don't think any adults can fit behind there. Mostly you can just use it to put your stuff. Up top, black headliner. You do have vanity mirror on the driver's side headrest. On the driver's side, what do you call this? Sun visor. So overall, all the digital panel has this blue ambient lighting. Okay, making it in line with the hybrid theme. So this car is still a hybrid. So yeah, overall inside the Honda CR-Z, it's as sporty as how it looks. Okay, so the interior is very driver focused. So overall, not a bad place to be in. Okay guys, so I've been driving the Honda CR-Z for a while now. By the way, this video is made possible thanks to my dear friend Mr. Ryan.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
So yeah, so yeah, do check out his channel as well, Ryan's Drive. I will put the link to his channel down below.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the Honda CR-Z. So actually this is my first time driving the Honda CR-Z, to be honest. I've never driven this car. First impression, I would say quite surprising actually, quite surprising in terms of the overall package of this car. Okay, the one thing that surprised me the most of this car is the handling. Okay, so this car in the front is using MacPherson strut normal, and then at the back is using torsion beam. And I completely did not expect a car with this setup to handle like this. Okay, this car just feels very dirty. Okay, so I think it's due to the wheelbase. The wheelbase is quite short, so it makes like cornering. It makes this car's cornering ability quite good, quite impressive actually.
Very agile.
Very agile. Yes, correct. Right. Very agile. It has that very agile like go-kart feeling. You know. This car also comes with like sport mode, normal mode and econ mode. So changing between all those modes, around the display of the speedometer, it changes light. Okay, so in econ mode, if you drive very economically, it will be green. Okay, and then if you change to normal mode, it will be blue. Okay, so changing to sport mode, then it changes the light, typical red. Okay, so red always associated with speed. Okay, so and then one thing I noticed in sport mode, it sharpens the throttle response. So the throttle response is much more quicker compared to the other modes. When I go into sport mode, yeah, see? Yeah, I just press sport mode. I didn't even press the throttle. The RPM goes up. Yeah. Wow. I would say like in sport mode, they keep the RPM range above 2000. Just to, you know, for that instant torque. Yeah?
Fair enough.
Yes. If you go to normal mode, then it goes down to just like 1000 RPM. Go to back to normal. yeah, it drops the RPM just above 1000. So pressing the mode really does makes a difference. Yeah. So now in terms of like performance of this car, so this car is equipped with a 1.5 liter Soch iVTEC engine. It has IMA, right?
Yes,
So
IMA,
yeah, the hybrid system, right?
Yeah, the hybrid system, also called electric motor.
Yeah. Correct.
System. Yeah.
So that electric motor actually from standstill, I can feel the torque. Okay, I can feel the torque like it's assisting with the acceleration. It never, despite having the 1.5 liter engine, like it doesn't feel like underpowered at all. Especially off the straight line like this. The spot just pulls. And I've got to say, this engine, this exhaust note, from outside, it kind of looks like a stock exhaust, you know? Like the owner of this car did not put any muffler or whatsoever like that. But from the inside, it feels very growly, like very throaty, like the exhaust actually has bass. Okay, so even in sport mode, when you full throttle, it gives a very nice growling sound. Okay, but then in sport mode, in normal mode, like civilized like this, it feels like a normal car.
Yeah, it feels normal.
It feels like a normal car. It's almost like the engine has two characters.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of visibility, I would say this is the car's weakest point.
The only weakest point.
The weakest of the whole car.
Of the whole package.
Of the whole package,
car,
yes. So this car from the outside looks quite stylish actually, but then there's a compromise. It pays in the interior. So looking back, so this car has that two-tier window system. You know, like there's a smaller window at the bottom and then the bigger window at the top, at the back there. The location of that bar, the middle part,
that middle is in the way of your view.
Is right in the middle of where the top part of a car from behind you would be. So in a way, when you first get into this car, it will be very annoying, but over time you get used to it lah.
Yes.
But then like definitely it obstruct view lah, I would say. Okay, and then another thing is the C pillar in this car. So the C pillar in this car is quite chunky. Okay, it's quite
piece. It's a very big piece.
Like looking over my left shoulder, all I see is like seatbelt, interior trim.
It's basically darkness that you can't see out of the car.
And it doesn't even help if I look on the right side. I cannot see anything because there's a B pillar there.
Yes.
Because the B pillar is a bit too far back.
It's also obstructing.
Yeah. Honda. Where you going? Sorry guys. Let me go to the slow lane first.
Yeah, later.
Sorry about that. Got the EG passing by. Is it EG? No.
Yeah, EG. EG 4-door.
Yeah. Like looking forward, not an issue at all.
No issue at all.
Actually, even the A pillar is actually quite thin.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not obstructing. The A pillar is not obstructing any view. Yeah.
The only thing, the B pillar
and C pillar.
Yes. So if you are buying this car and you are driving this car, just take note of that. Okay. There will be visibility issues. Looking forward, this dashboard, actually I would say I'm a fan. Only like to a certain extent. Okay, so I like that the dashboard is very for the driver, it's very driver centric. So it's very driver focused. So like looking forward, I have like a symmetrical view on my left and on the right side of the steering wheel. Okay, it looks identical, which I like. Okay, but then towards the passenger side, I think this is just where everything falls apart. Like over in the aircon region of the passenger, I would think like that needs to be better designed.
It can be better.
It can be better. So it can be better designed, because like the way Honda designed the driver's side is really good in my opinion. And then when they reach the passenger side, just completely drop everything and just put an aircon vent there. Yeah.
Like
so
whatever.
Like whatever. Like I put so much effort here, they just let it be.
It's just a passenger.
Yeah. So I feel like that part can be better designed. And then I want to talk safety real quick. Despite being a sports car that was launched in 2012, 2011 I would say.
Yeah.
safety feature is quite good in this car for that time. Okay, you have 6 airbags all around. Okay, you have stability control, traction control, ABS brakes, okay, pre-tension seat belt. So safety wise,
parking sensor actually.
Yeah, reverse parking sensor as well. So safety wise, I would say you're covered. Okay, so you're pretty much don't have to worry about it. And then being Honda, you usually get a 5-star NCAP rating. So just now I took that corner really quick. It grips. Okay, so this owner, he upsized the rim of the car, yes, to 17 inches. But the tire, I gotta say that it's not a UHP tire. But then despite not having like a high grade tire, this chassis is handling that corner brilliantly. I would say that this chassis is a good chassis. Okay, it's a good chassis. That's why I would think like for this car, like right now, like its stock engine is a 1.5 liter hybrid engine. I think it will do. I think it's capable of like handling more power. Say something like a 2 liter turbo, you know, or even a 1.5 liter turbo. This chassis, I think it can handle more power. So, which bring me to the topic of the demographic of this car. Okay, personally for me, I have seen the drivers of this car from all types of ages, both sexes on the both sides. Okay, young or old. Seriously, I've seen like a mother, like an auntie driving this car, provided it's a stock car lah, up until to like this owner, which is a car guy, and he modifies his car. You know, even like old retiree grandparents to even college students. So this car actually appeals to wide range of ages.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just one of those cars, you know. So in terms of like resale value for this car, like second hand, because this car is no longer in production, so you can actually find like this car around 40 to 60k, depending on what year of manufacturer lah. So this type of car, I would say it appeals to, you know, like somebody, for example, you're a hardcore Honda fan, but then what do you call that? You want something like an EK or EG, but then those cars you cannot loan anymore, and then the prices for those cars definitely swell in the 90,000, 80,000 ringgit nowadays. So with this, you can actually still have that, you know, like Honda performance handling at a more affordable price, and you can actually still loan this car. You know, if you purchase like those 2014, 2015 model, you can actually still loan this car. Alright? So, and then personally for me on the outside, it looks great. Like this is like one of the most iconic car on the road. And then I think a successor to the old Honda CRX. Okay, so the old CRX. And in terms of like performance and character, I think it doesn't match up to the CRX, but I would say that it's a good effort by Honda to bring back that styling, that body style into the modern age. Okay, so yeah, the Honda CRZ, I would say not like a complete successor to the CRX, but in some ways still a successor. Okay, so driving this car for a while now, what do I think about the Honda CRZ? Actually, I think it's a good buy for car enthusiasts on a budget. Okay, so but provided you're single or you're a couple lah, because if you have a family, definitely this will not work at all.
This will not work.
This will not work. There are back seats, but it's just so tiny. I don't even consider that as a back seat. It's just like an extra space, right?
Small,
yeah. But besides that, so if you're looking for something like, you know, like a weekend car, or even to use this as a daily, you can actually use this car.
A very fun daily car.
Yeah, very fun daily car actually. In terms of fuel economy, got it covered. It's a hybrid. Okay, so if you drive respectably, it will reward. Yeah, yes, it will reward you. Fuel economy will be great. But then you pop into sport mode and you find like a slightly twisty road. This chassis can
go for it.
Yeah,
just go for it.
Yeah, this chassis can provide for you.
Yes.
Right. And then yeah, I would say like doing all that and looks really cool on the road. Like I'm sold. I'm sold. Okay, so overall I would say like my verdict on the Honda CRZ, I'm happily surprised by this car. I know a few friends who own this car, and I understand why you buy this car. Okay, it is quite an entertaining car. So without further ado, that's my time with the Honda CRZ. I like driving this car, and if you're thinking of getting one of this car, go ahead. Okay, this car will reward you.
Okay, in some ways more than one.
So with that, we come to the end of this video. If you like that video, do give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel as well as hitting the little small bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post something new on my channel. I would like to say thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and have a nice day.